Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Smart Gacha Gaming, another episode. Today, we're going to cover how to be a free-to-play player and competitive as well by using my plan-to-play guide and strategy. We're going to go step by step over here. Step one would be to go on the website Wotv/calc and look at all the different units that are coming out and have come out in JP. As we know, JP is 4 months ahead of us, so what's going to happen to this game in the future, you can all see it over there as far as upcoming content and everything else. Step two would be to go to the Mogshop. As a free-to-play player, you got to work with what you got. So the Mogshop right here has different sets of units, shards that it gives for free. For example, it gives you for free Frederica shards, it gives you for free Shadowlink shards, and it gives you for free, let's just see, Ziza shards. And right here, it gives you for free Mediana shards, as well as 3 other vision cards. Now, if you're a free-to-play player, make sure you set yourself up in a position to get this daily, because they're very, very, very important. With Frederica, if you pull her, you're gonna have a ranged attacker, which is very, very nice. Shadow Links would be very, very nice because she is an awesome character. She has both jobs in subs, ninja and samurai. So she's very good for clearing content. Both of them are. As far as Ziza is concerned right here, she got the best TMR in the game and it's a steal time unit. So you're gonna need her for raids and whatnot. And Mediana over here, for a long time until the calculators came out, she was the best farmer in the game. Now, as far as these vision cards are concerned, they're 3 of the best cards in the game, especially Odin and Shiva, because Odin gives a single attack resist by 20 and Shiva gives a 20% evasion rate. So if you couple Mediana, these 2 units, right here, you can set up an evasion build and go to work even in PvP, so it would be pretty nice. Now, for Frederica, you got a pull for her, Frederica and Ziza. As far as Mediana and Shadow Links, they're handed out for free. Right here in the challenges, you can get them right here all the way at the end. And this is how I got mine, so they're pretty nice as far as units are concerned. Now, let's see this. The eyes brand. Okay. Now, as far as choosing an element is concerned, because these are the 3 or 4 units you're gonna have to work with until you figure out what element you're gonna be. These are starter units, if you end up pulling them, of course. And most likely it's not very hard to pull for them, so make sure you plan accordingly. What would I encourage you to pull when you're a new player is reroll until you acquire Ayaka. Because Ayaka, she's gonna be necessary in all contexts of the game. She's an awesome healer. She's gonna be necessary in PvE, PvP and whatnot. She's just that strong, man. So I would encourage you to get her, because she's awesome. Now, as far as choosing an element goes, you're gonna have to choose an element in order to be a successful free-to-play player in the upcoming meta. Not this one, because this meta is for circus formations, which are comprised of different units, and that can work very well. But in the upcoming meta, all the new vision cards and all the old ones are getting an update as far as the element goes. Now, for example, like my element is light, for example, so I'm working on these vision cards right now. As you can see, a Ramses vision card, which adds agility plus 15 when maxed, is going to get a 35% slash attack bonus only to light units. So these are going to be elemental buffs. Solidus is going to give 20% slash resistance when max, and is going to give a bonus of 25% extra HP only to light units. And so on, all these cards right here are going to give different bonuses. These are only for light. However, all the cards are going to get elemental bonuses. So that is why I think it is very, very important for you to choose an element right now so you don't lag behind and end up leveling different characters for different elements, and then you decide to go an element of which you have only 1 or 2 characters leveled. The element I would recommend is darkness, which is weird sounding coming from me since I'm a light user. However, I'm a light user out of nostalgia, and I pull unlimited light hatchers only. However, I mean, if I don't get the unit I want, I still got a backup plans because I'm working on the other light units which are not limited. So I got a backup plan to fall back to. This is the way I play it again. This is the way I like playing the game. However, if you're looking for an element and if you're free to play, I would suggest darkness because its only weaknesses is light, and light's only weaknesses is darkness. I mean, there's a 50-50 chance you end up winning or losing if you choose this element. If you choose another element, for example, let's just say fire, you're gonna be strong against wind, but you're always gonna lose against you're gonna be strong against ice, but you're always gonna lose against water. Ice, you're gonna be strong against wind, but you're always gonna lose against fire, and so on and so on. So every other element besides light and darkness, they're always going to win against a certain type of battle group, but they're also going to lose against a certain type of battle group. That's why I think light and dark are more viable as far as this goes. But darkness, I think it's more accessible as far as units go, because they're always going to be there. They're not time limited units. Now, as far as spending Visiore for the units, I wouldn't suggest you go and spend Visiore if it's not a time limited unit on the banners right here and trying to summon for them. Why do I say that? If it's not a time limited unit, make sure you just go to the shop right here, and always if it's not, remember this, and just buy the unit shards. Just buy the shards for the unit if it's not a time limited unit, because you can just buy the shards over here. You buy the shards from the daily refreshes of the shop, you buy the shards from the whimsies popping up occasionally, and you buy the shops from the weekly shop, which is right here, and you're gonna end up max having 600 shards of the unit very, very fast, because you're gonna pull the unit eventually. Like as you see here, the hard quest list, this shows all the units I have pulled in a game. And as you can see here, I basically have nearly every unit that is not time limited. I don't have Laswell and Glaciella and Skull, Marielle and Howlet, but these are the latest units which were added to the game. And I only have pulled unlimited time hatchers for light units and free hatchers. So I ended up getting almost every unit, not all of them, but so you're eventually going to get every unit in the game. And when you do that, when the unit comes your way, you're going to have your shards ready. Now, if you don't want to pull on the units that are always there, but you want to pull on limited time units, there is a way to do that, but you got to make sure you save up all your Visiore and pull only for those units and for an element of these units, because remember, you got to choose an element. And also, you got to amass this large Nrg Restores and medium Nrg Restores, because in order to pull for a limited type unit after you get the first copy, you're going to have enough Visiore. You're going to have to have enough Visiore to buy his shards from the shop, but buying his shards from the shop might not be as easy. So you might need to pop up the Whimsy shop 3 to 4 times a day. For example, with Warrior of Light, there were no Warrior of Light shards in a Whimsy shop, so it was hard as hell to max. So by the end of the last day, I had to summon on his banner again and again in order to get a double copy of him or get coins in order to buy shards at the end. But now, since we have copies of unit in a Whimsy shop, it's much easier. So that's why you gotta make sure to save all these large and medium Nrg Restores. If you want to farm for a weapon or farm for an item, it's better to go here and farm on a multiplayer. It might consume more time, but I mean, you can do it in your spare time. If you're a free-to-play player, I mean, you don't need every +5 in the game. Just, whatever you're trying to farm on, just join the game and farm on it. The rate over here is doubled, so, it might be better for you in the long run. I always farm. I'm one of the few guys in the game who likes farming, but I always farm on the multiplayer. As far as farming in the events, I usually use the small Nrg Restores. And, if I get a weapon to +5, I do. If not, I don't. But, I'm not stressed. This is my strategy, so I'm not pressed to farm and consume like my nerves. Like, will I have Visiore? Will I have Nrg Restores when a new limited comes that I want? So this is very, very important as well. Another thing that is important, let's quit this game real quick. Okay. Another thing that is very, very important is your guild. Join a guild that it is suitable for you. Do not join a guild that, you're there, but you always stress to be in it and, people stress you out. Make sure the guild's community is helpful to you, maybe crack a joke or whatever, but make sure you're in a healthy environment. The guilds are very, very, very important because from the for the Mogshop guild medals, it's where you're gonna get the extra shards for maxing out the Odin card, Shiva card, Tetrasilphil card, and get more Medina shards. The guilds are very, very important. So make sure you're participating, and you're attending. And if the guild is suited to your playstyle, you're going to find yourself in a very pleasant environment. If there's a guild that, for example, the league leader or the guild leader wants to call out every shot, every attack, wants to do however he pleases, doesn't give a shit about your opinion, it doesn't try to help you out in improving your gaming, I mean, I don't think that's a healthy environment for you. I think that guild will have a short-lived advance, which is going to go higher in a short run, and then in the long run it's going to get disassembled with people leaving and not being unhappy. Because at the end of the day, we're our own individual, and we like to do our own thing. Now, as far as the last step is concerned, I would encourage you guys to be patient. You might go in a shop right here, you might buy unit shards, you know what I'm saying? The unit that you plan for in your elemental formation, that unit is not coming your way. It's gonna come your way, man. You just have to be patient. Don't get frustrated and everything because you got a fallback plan. You got all these free handout units that the game is giving you. Every now and then there's occasionally a free unit that it gives. For example, like Cecil, which is an amazing unit. So, try to go for the free units as well. I mean, as far as Cecil, he was not like 50% free, let's just say, because you didn't have to pull for him, but you still had to buy his shards. And, since I'm a light elemental guy, I was very, very happy about that because I ended up saving my Visiore. But there are other free units in the game when events come around, for example, like Ishtola, when the Final Fantasy XIV event comes around again, or Gafgarion, which is a very, very nice dark slasher. I would encourage you guys to get it when the Tactics event comes around again. So the game also gives you like different units, like for example, Atre right here, which I don't think anybody used because, the game is giving more and more free units, but there's Atre right here, and there's the water guy right here, which I don't remember his name. I think it was Tyrell. Yeah. So, I mean, the game is going to give you different good units. Mont, which you can buy his shops in the shard, is an awesome tank for beginners. So, make sure you're patient. Make sure you work with what you got until what you want comes your way. And this way you're going to end up saving Visiore, you're going to end up maxing your units way faster that you think you were going to max them. If you just waste Visiore on them trying to get them, you don't get them, and then you end up getting them and you don't have enough Visiore to level them. Make sure you're patient. And this is the best advice out of all the steps. Like, this is not a game where you get a unit and the unit is just gonna break the game. This is the game where you gotta level your units slowly, but you gotta go slowly and steady on this thing in order to get the maximum enjoyment out of it, and in order to be successful as a free-to-play player. I mean, if you're a pay-to-play player, that's great too. I mean, you got your own budget, you got money to spend on the game. Everybody got their own lives and their own budgets, and they all enjoy things in different ways. That's great. But this guide is for free-to-play players and how to be competitive in PvE and PvP. I hope it was helpful for you guys, so take care and be safe. Peace out.